Hi, my name is Doug, and welcome to Whole Diggin Diaries, Chapter 3. Yeah, so I hope you watched the first two videos, Chapters 1 and 2 of Whole Diggin Diaries. So this is just a video about some reflections after digging out a pretty sizable hole, and surprises I found, challenges, unexpected challenges and surprises. So I also just wanted to show like where the hole is on my property, just to give you a sense of that. So let's take a little trip here. All right, so this is the side of my house right here, and I'm walking into my backyard. Nice backyard here. There's my dog Nola. So we're going to take a turn here. So you can see this break in this stone wall, which was here when we bought the property. A lot of coincidences coming up here. So the break was here, and then there was this kind of green wire fence. I don't know if it's coming through on camera, but it kind of goes around the whole backyard. So what I did is, it's kind of like a natural pathway here. I just snipped the green wire here. I had to take out a few trees, like a few small saplings, but other than that, it's like this clear, nice little downhill pathway into the woods here. I kind of just raked the leaves to make it look like a path, and now we are approaching the ominous hole. So this is it. You can see the spot I chose for the hole is in the the closest thing I can get to a clearing in this woods, which again happens to be coincidentally right down this little trail. So it all kind of worked out as far as the whole location. And my property goes a little bit past where my dog is right now. So yeah, I'm still on my property, just in the woods here. The setup here, like I filmed the first two videos with this tripod on top of this boulder here. It's a really cool little boulder, nice place to sit. I mean, if the mosquitoes didn't eat you alive, but it gets nice and warm during the day in the sun. This is the pile of rocks that I've hit so far. Well, this is actually half of the rocks, roughly, because I've used half of them to like repair stone walls and for other little projects. But so imagine twice the pile of rocks right here. That's what I've dug out of this hole so far. You can see I should have put like a tennis ball in the hole for size. I think on the camera's always making things looking smaller than they are, but this hole could probably fit like 3 bodies in it at least. I could probably get like 3 bodies, so watch out, don't mess with me. I do have a hole. Yeah, and then there was actually some bigger rocks too I dug out. So I mean, it's like half soil, half rocks. Let me get into more of that. I'm gonna put the camera on the tripod here. Alright. Yeah. So, some interesting things with this hole. It's you have 3 layers of soil. Or just 3 layers, I guess. It's not technically soil. So the first layer is called topsoil. I just looked all this up. I mean, I experienced it, but I didn't know the names of it or anything, or the geology. So I looked up some of this. First layer is topsoil. It's like I don't know, like a foot, 6 inches to a foot deep. The second soil underneath that is called the subsoil. And this is like really a clay-like material. And then below that you have what's called a parent material. And this is like, parent material is very interesting, because I thought I hit bedrock, but actually it's like almost like a soft concrete. So when I was digging with my shovel right here, I don't know if that sound is coming through, but it sounds like you're hitting rock with a shovel. Right? And it feels like you're hitting rock too. So you're like, geez. there's only, you know, I can only dig so far. So I hit bedrock. But then I picked up my spike here, and the pry bar, the spike on the pry bar actually can dig into it pretty easily. So it's like like I said, it's like a soft concrete. Very interesting material. Right for now, I've stopped at the parent material, just because I want to dig into it, but I've stopped for now because I'm just trying to get soil. Interesting thing. So there are no rocks or roots past the topsoil. So all of the rocks and roots they don't extend into the subsoil, the middle layer, the second layer. I don't know why, but it gives credence to sort of a tale that like people tell about rocks growing in New England like potatoes. I just thought that was kind of like a joke, but maybe there's actually some truth to it, because there's no rocks past the topsoil. All the rocks are in the topsoil. So how do they, I mean, do they push up somehow? I don't really know. I know the roots don't go down into the subsoil either. And another thing is we use the subsoil to fill in some holes in our yard, and we put in grass seed, and like nothing grows in it. It's like a dead material so far, at least. So I don't know, it's just interesting, these different materials just stacked right on top of each other. Another interesting thing about the layers is when I was down into the second layer, the subsoil, when I hadn't yet made it to the third layer, the water was like pooling in this hole, to the point where if it rained like for a whole day, I couldn't do any digging for like a week or two afterwards. And if it just kept on raining, then the hole would just be filled up with water. Like, it did not drain out, very slowly. When I made it to the third layer, the parent material, this gray stuff that I'm talking about, the water just drains right out. Interesting. Going over the first two videos again, so far for this hole I've made 33 trips. It's about 5 minutes per trip, and filling 10 gallons each trip. So that equals 330 gallons of dirt, or 1.25 meters cubed, or 1.63 yards cubed. And that's, of course, not counting all of the roots and rocks, which it might be like 1.5 times the amount of dirt I got total, like as far as like the total volume I've dug out of the hole. Some interesting things while I was digging. The roots. So when you're splitting through some of these roots, I don't know if like there's birch. I know there's a few birch trees around here, but none like right next to the hole. But my point being is when you split some of these roots, they smell like a birch tree, like root beer, like very delicious smell, like very fragrant, sugary, flowery kind of smell. So it's like gives you a nice vibe here just when you're digging. Like, it just smells great. Another thing is bare feet. So you might have noticed in the video, I always have bare feet when I'm digging the hole. There's some like theory about grounding and like electrical fields in the earth, and I don't know about all that. It's not in my direct experience, but I do know just having bare feet just feels good. It keeps you aware of what you're doing. It keeps you aware of where your feet are when you're like smashing these, digging these shovels and spikes into the ground. You obviously have to be aware. It keeps you aware of where you're stepping, how your weight is distributed. So I just think in a very practical sense, it keeps you with better posture, with just more awareness. Like you're just in the moment more than when you're wearing shoes. Like you're never aware when you're wearing shoes, but when you're doing something like this barefoot, you're aware constantly of danger. Even just like poison ivy and stuff, like stepping on stuff, bugs. I don't know, just keeps you focused in a very practical kind of way. And and who knows about the mystical, like grounding electrical stuff. I don't really know. Maybe it's true too. As far as technique so far,
as you've been seeing in the videos, I've been switching hands for each bucket. So I fill up one bucket using, let's say the right side of my body, and then the other bucket with the left side of my body. This is just important for keeping balance in your body, so it's not like just one side of your body is getting strong and getting worked out. Like I know a lot of people like complain after they come home from doing yard work or doing like a lot of physical labor, right? Especially if you sit at your desk all day like me. I think a lot of that is just you're always using the same side, so your body kind of gets twisted up. It also gives your brain a workout when you're using your weaker side, like weaker both physically and mentally, your coordination. I think it feels like a good workout for your brain. Like it's just like I have to learn how to dig, relearn. So that's something I've been getting pretty good at over the past few years and successfully executed while I was digging this hole. One thing I'm trying to work on is just like going faster and more smoothly, and not like, I don't know, just going too slow. I don't know. I think it took me about 5 minutes per trip, but I feel like I could just blast through this faster if I was just more focused. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to work on that so I can get this hole even bigger, because that's in my plan. I want this hole to be just gigantic and deep. Then maybe I'll decide something to do with it. Bunker, swimming pool, just having a big pit. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Finally, the last thing here is while I was digging, I found this piece, this giant iron bar with my other iron bar. So I was digging in the hole, and my iron bar clanged against something, and like I figured it was a rock, but at the same time it was like a little too clangy. So I kept on digging, and like sure enough, here's this iron bar. It was like 6 inches under the ground, something like that. I mean, who knows how long it's been here? It had no rust on it whatsoever. I mean, now it has a little bit of rust since it's been exposed to the air, but it was like this pristine hexagonal iron bar. Now, this could be part of an alien spacecraft. It could be. So I'm keeping that in mind. But other than that, it's just pretty cool. You never know what you're going to find. That was in this particular hole. I've actually found I found a toy in another hole I was digging for a post. Just some like toy from the 1950s, like this like tape measure toy. It's like, well, that's kind of cool. So I hope there's some interesting tidbits in here. I just kind of like digging holes is just so cool. It's like going back to when you were a kid and you like digging holes at the beach and stuff. So I hope some of that's interesting. Stay tuned. I'll just be making this hole bigger, and we'll see how crazy it gets. So thanks for watching.